Okay, welcome to AutoCAD. When you open up AutoCAD for the first time, on the left side, you'll see the version of AutoCAD that you've downloaded, the Open button, and the Open button will show in the last 6 drawings you have completed. As you open this up for the first time, you won't see drawings here. The next button is the New button. And so we're going to click the New button. And this is what AutoCAD looks like when you first open it out of the box. It's not had any customizations done to it yet. So first thing we're going to do, up here at the very top, you'll see the word Share, and right beside to the left of Share is a line with a triangle. Click that button, and then you'll click the Show menu bar. So now we have the Show menu bar. The next thing you want to do is you're going to turn off this grid. It makes the drawing really busy. You're not going to use the grid, so you'll turn off the grid. So down here at the very bottom, beside the word model, is the display grid, or you can use F7 on your keyboard. So just click that to turn it off. That's a lot easier to draw with now when you don't have all those grid lines. Okay, the next thing you want to do is to set up your units. So if you go up here at the top to the menu bar, the menu tabs, you'll find Format. Click Format, then click Units. When it comes from the factory, it's set at decimal. We want to use architectural, and we want to use inches. So that's the only thing you'll change on this menu, so click OK. Now we want to set up our sheet size. So when AutoCAD is first open, it is set at a sheet size of 8.5 by 11, a letter size. So if we draw a 75-foot building, we're not going to be able to see the entire building. So we need to go to Format, and we're going to click Drawing Limits. Okay, you'll notice down here in the command line, which is very important to always read the command line. It tells you your next steps. You'll see that it says lower left corner 0, 0. It always stays at 0, 0. So therefore, you need to hit Enter to get the upper right-hand corner. That's where you want to draw your limits. So you will click here on the command line, and we'll put in 75 feet, 75 feet. You want to make sure that you put the foot mark, which is the apostrophe on the keyboard. If you don't, it's going to put it in inches, and then your sheet will be too small. So make sure it's 75 feet. Before you hit the Enter button, check your command line. If it's wrong, you can backspace and correct. So once you have the correct measurement of 75 feet by 75 feet, and you're wondering, why do I have to put that in twice? Well, it's like geometry, the X and Y axis. So the X axis is to the right, the Y axis goes up. So that's why you have to put in 2 numbers. So hit Enter. Now, the sheet is still setting there at the letter size until you zoom. So zoom makes things go in and out, enlarges the space, or, makes the space bigger or smaller. So Z for zoom, Enter, and then we want to zoom the entire space, so we have to use A for all. Now we see the entire sheet, even though you think nothing really happened, it did. So the next thing we want to set up after we've set up our sheet and zoomed, we're going to go up to Format and click Text Style. Okay, our standard text style needs to be City Blueprint. So we're going to change it to City Blueprint. It's in alphabetical order, so City Blueprint. We don't want to set a height because we want to set that when we type so that we can, we don't have to have 6 different text styles. Okay, so we're going to hit apply and then we'll close it. Right, the next thing we want to set up is our O snaps. So you're going to type in OS for O snap. And on the left side, I like to have them all checked so that I can use them. So on the left side, we're going to check all of these. On the right side, we're only going to check perpendicular. None of these are used very often. So everything on the right, on the left, perpendicular on the right, and you'll click OK. Now we're going to do a little more customization. We're going to first go to Tools, then Options, and we'll start with Selection. On Selection, we're going to come over on the right side and uncheck when no command is active. That if you don't have that checked, every time you put your cursor on something, it lights up. So when no command is active, then we're going to go to User Preferences, and we're going to uncheck the shortcut menus in drawing area. That if you use, and you'll become faster if you right click with your mouse to use the enter instead of using the keyboard to click enter. This just slows you down. Okay, under Files, you'll, wait, let's go to Open and Save next. I'm sorry. Open and Save. So you want to have an automatic save set on your drawing, because sometimes AutoCAD will crash, or you'll lose power, or something catastrophic will happen. It's set up in the factory for 30 minutes between saves, but you can do a tremendous amount of work in 30 minutes. So I recommend saving every 10 minutes. Then we're going to click the Files button, and you will see in the list Automatic Save File Location. So you're going to right-click on your desktop. I'll hit apply here for a minute. You're going to right-click on your desktop, and you're going to do New and Folder. You're going to name your folder Backup Files. And so when we go to where this automatic save location, I have mine already set up, but what you're going to do is click here on the automatic save file location, click Browse, and wherever you have that folder saved on your desktop, you'll click that folder. And then hit OK, apply and OK. I'm not going to because it's already set. That way, the AutoCAD drawing, every time you save, creates a backup file. Every time you close your drawing, it saves a backup file. The backup file comes in really handy in case your last file becomes corrupt. You can use the backup file and you don't lose a tremendous amount of work. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our layers. So there is a list of layers on in your book. Here's the list of layers. We will start with a wall interior. Notice it's color 1, continuous, and a 30.30 weight. So you're going to come over here to the Home tab, click Layers. And AutoCAD comes with one layer, layer 0. We want to have layers so that we can turn geometry off and on, depending on what type of construction document you want to print. So the new layer button is right here. You'll click new layer. You'll name it. So we did A-wall-ext. So A is the architectural set. Wall is the layer we're going to draw our exterior walls on. So that EXT is for exterior. We'll leave these 4 buttons alone. We won't do anything to those, but right here where it says white, we're going to click. We'll type in here 1 and hit OK. So that gives it a red color. We want a continuous line type, but I'll click on it to show you. You can load different line types in. So continuous line type is what we want. The line weight is set at default. So we can do 30 is this line weight here. And the line weight is set so that when you plot it, you want your exterior wall lines to be more dominant. So that's why we have a 30.30 line weight. Now, you continue with this list until you have all of these layers in. I will show you what one looks like for a line type. So we'll do that A-wall-header. HDR is a header. So it's a color 1 and it has a dashed 2. So we'll click the layers, click new, and then we'll do A-wall-HDR. It has color 1, which is red. On a continuous line type, we're going to click there, and we have to load our line types. So you'll scroll through, and it was dashed 2. Here's dashed 2. You'll click it, click OK. You'll make sure that dash 2 is blue. Click OK, and now when we draw a line, it will be dashed. We need to change the line type weight to 0.20 according to that list. It doesn't need to be quite as heavy. Okay, so you will do all those layers until you have completed the list. All right, then you can right click on this black bar with the white X here. You can right click and dock it, or you can click the white X to close it. I have it docked and I have it automatic. It does an automatic hide. So when I come over here to the left, I can put my cursor on the left side of my screen and it will pop out my layers. And then all I have to do is click in the screen like that to get it to unpopulate. So, all right. Okay, the last bit of setup that we're going to do is we're going to use aliases or command aliases instead of trying to find the icon. You can type. So I can, instead of clicking copy, I can type copy to get the copy command, or I can have an alias. So instead of having to type out the whole word copy, I could do C for copy. Well, AutoCAD, Autodesk sets CI for copy, or excuse me, CO for copy. And to me, I use copy more than I use circle. So C is circle, CO is for copy. I use copy far more times than I use circle. So I'm going to set up my own, change my own, to have my own alias. So I'm going to go to Tools, Customization, and then I'll find the PGP file here. So here's the PGP file. And if I scroll down, I will see there's circle. They have a C. I'm going to make it C. And I'm going to backspace it up so it's even. Then I'm going to find copy, which is C. Oh, I'm going to take the O out. And then I'm going to hit File, Save As. Well, no, I'm not going to hit Save As. I'm going to do File, Save. So that sets your PGP file so that you can use C for copy instead of CO. The only one thing is that you have to close AutoCAD to get it to set. So we are done with our customization. We're done with setting up our drawing space. So we're going to do File, Save As, and find a location on your desktop or wherever you save your items. You're going to save it as your last name _ base. And you want to make sure it says AutoCAD 2018 right here. You can see there's all kinds of versions of AutoCAD that you can save it as, but 2018 is the latest. You're going to save that and you will post that base drawing for a grade. Okay. And then all you have to do is close AutoCAD, and then it will save your changes.